Okay guys, just an interesting thing we were looking at. Now, a lot of what we're doing, boom, right? We want nice, fluid, relaxed movement of the knees and hips, lots of range of motion, ability to, get low and deep if you have to, right? Especially Yoel's penetrating me, whoa, being able to just bring that into the legs, right? Or like if we're doing contact flow with like no movement here, right? Being able to really drive from the legs and everything. But that begs the question, what if one of these days we, or some of our students, just don't have that range of motion, or don't have knees that are in good enough shape to take a lot of weight on their own for prolonged periods, or really drive from there. Could happen, has happened. John, towards the later part of his life, he didn't have any cartilage in the knees, and so he said he couldn't even like really put weight on any one leg for more than a split second. Yet he was still able to do a lot, right? Maybe not chase the bad guys anymore, but he didn't have to, so it was okay. So for example, if Yoel is doing something here, boom, I can maybe deal with it by going deep into my legs. But what if, for example, I was limited to completely locked knees, right, and I can't do anything? Well, then my sensitivity had better be good enough, do whatever else, Yoel, to move my whole body subtly, but where it needs to be, no matter what Yoel does. Yoel does anything to me, I need to feel where I need to be sooner, right? Including in close like this. If I can't drive into me, Yoel, right? If I can't do that, because I'm limited there, I need to feel early on exactly what Yoel is doing so I can deal with it, right? This goes for anything in any position, right? I'm also not going to be able to boom, right? Like drop, boom, like hard into my leg, right? I need to be able to, more internally drop, which comes from just greater sensitivity, greater relaxation. So I'm not saying you should necessarily do this all the time. If you have functional legs, you should use them and train to use them and maintain them in a healthy way. So hopefully you have them for a long time. But it might make some sense sometimes. Yoel and I are doing contact flow. Sorry, Yoel. If you notice, all I'm doing, I'm keeping my knees basically locked, kind of walking on my heels a little. Again, not recommended, but anything Yoel wants to do to me, drive me off balance, Yoel, as long as I feel it and don't resist it and move somewhere in time, right? I'll be okay. Okay? But again, this comes from just whatever you might lose in like one ability, whatever you lose in your legs, maybe my balance isn't as good. If I can enhance my sensitivity and looseness even more, then that's more important. One thing that's very important though in doing this, if I give him any resistance at all, like as or before I move, I'm totally done. Some people, if you have nice, good legs, I can get away with giving some resistance and like giving it back because I'm able to kind of absorb and use everything together there. If I don't have those legs to fall back on, I can't really do that. So I have to make sure that whatever I feel, I'm already adjusting however I need to do. I mean, it's similar to just, kind of doing contact flow on one leg, but even when I'm on one leg, I still have lots of ways to adjust, and, if he's going deep into me, I can sink deep, whatever. Well, now if I'm on one leg and it's locked, this is difficult, okay? Sure, there's still stuff you can do if your sensitivity and looseness are good enough. You gotta basically, whatever he's doing, I need to feel stuff in advance, right? And really get at it. But just as an experiment, for those of you out there who maybe, aren't able to do all this as well anymore, maybe limited range of motion, hips, knees, whatever, okay? And for those of us who might just wanna feel that experience and enhance our sensitivity and looseness, maybe sometimes do a little contact flow. Almost feels like doing it on stilts or something, right? Just like with locked legs, where all I'm doing, if you notice, I'm not even like bending my knees to move. I'm just kind of picking up my hips either way. It feels kind of weird. But even so, I mean, I can look like very defenseless, but can still move. Come hard. Right. Sorry. Right. As long as I'm moving soon enough and with enough sensitivity and really keeping things loose, really avoiding any resistance, I can still, potentially make stuff work. Also becomes harder, for example, you know, whatever's happening, right? I need to really make sure that I step in and take up space, because it'll be subtle. I'm not able to necessarily like, whoom, right, take up and like really drive through with my legs. But if I can just kind of eat away that space, and kind of like, I'm still standing in your space, right, Yoel? Yep. Even though I'm not like deep and driving in. Okay, it's more subtle. It demands more of your sensitivity and looseness. But you know, whole point of this is making things work according to the principles within the limits of your body, which changes over time, and so just something to think about.
5:38.
5:38, like the election.